Hello, boys and girls. Happy Wednesday to you. This is Miss Bell, and I am reviewing Simple Solutions number 11. You should only be watching this video after you have completed it independently by yourself. This is a review to check your answers. Let's go ahead and let's look at the first question. The first question is asking us to be able to identify what time it is on the clock. So the first thing that I look at is my hour hand, which is my shorter hand on the clock. It is between the 9 and the 10, so I hope you're able to determine that it is still 9 o'clock. And look at this minute hand over here acting crazy. I'm not going to lie to you, I cannot even see on my board where it's going, but I'm going to try. I'm going to skip count by fives until I get to the number 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27. I believe it is 9:27, but my clock is so blurry, I hope I'm correct. All right, with the next one, we are going to be adding, and I'm going to use a different color this time so that way you can see it. It is 99 plus 56. I hope you're practicing that addition fluency. You should be able to riddle it off just like this. All right, 9 plus 6 is 15. I'm going to regroup and carry my 1 on over. I like this one because 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. 155. Now, number 3. What fraction is shaded? Fill in the missing numerator. Well, I'm going to look at both parts of my fraction first. So I'm going to draw my fraction line. I'm actually going to do it over here instead. Your denominator refers to how many you have all together, and we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 triangles here represented. Our numerator is the number on top, and we're referring to the shaded one, which means the one that's a little darker. I only see 1. It is 1/4. Our numerator is the denominator, or is the number on top, excuse me. Number 4, write the number that has 4 ones, 6 hundreds, and 8 tens, all out of order. I'm going to draw my little place value house, my ones, my tens, and my hundreds. And I'm going to write it down as I go. So let's look at the first answer. We have 4 ones. So I'm going to put 4 in the ones place. I didn't see that there, did you? Me either. All right, number 6 in the hundreds, so I'm going to put that in my hundreds, and 8 in the tens. Your number should read 684. We have another addition problem to solve, and I'm going to do that. Let's see, I'm going to actually add this up here. Normally, I would be much more organized, but we do not have the space. So I'm going to write it in the corner. Notice that I labeled that it's number 5, so I know which this goes with. 97, and that's adding. Again, you should be practicing your your addition fluency, so that way you're able to do this quickly. 6 plus 7 is 13. Carry my 1. Now I'm regrouping. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. I'm regrouping and bringing that bad boy on over. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. Your answer here should be 963. Number 6. What is the name of that shape? Did you know? It's definitely a 3D shape. We can see that there's different dimensions. This is called a cube. Oh, this one's easy peasy. We got this. 10 minus 6 is 4. Here's a word problem. These are the ones that make me go, ah! But if we break it apart by sentence, I think we'll be a-okay. I'm going to read it completely first, and then we'll break it apart. The bakery baked 212 chocolate cupcakes and 316 strawberry cupcakes. They sold 404 cupcakes. How many cupcakes did the bakery still have for sale? Write 2 number sentences and then solve for X. Look at them throwing in our alphabet in math. They're just trying to make us nervous. Let's go back through again, and then we can solve it as we go. Let me move this up so we can focus on just this right here. Okay, let me just read it. So the bakery baked 212 chocolate chip cupcakes. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write it over here in the corner, and I'm going to label this C for chocolate cupcakes, and I'm going to make a box that says 212. I know that's how many are chocolate, and they had 316 strawberries, so that's more. I'm going to make that box a little bigger, and I'm going to write 316, and I'm going to put S for strawberry because I believe in the KISS method. Keep it simple, silly. I don't want to have to write all of that. Look. And the sentence goes away because we've already represented it with our bar model. All right, now they're talking about selling the cupcakes. Well, before we do that, I want to know what the total is. Before we talk about selling them, how do we figure out the total? That's an AL. Let me write that again. All right, my letters blended together. There we go. Yes, we're going to need to add them. So I'm going to write 212 plus 316. That's going to be the first thing I have to do. Well, I know that 2 plus 6 is 8. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. So I know that their total is 528. I might actually... 528 would be our total. I'm going to write that in a different color because my colors are kind of blending. There we go. All right. And now I know if they sold 404 and we're trying to figure out how much is left, this is going to be a subtraction problem. So this one right here was step 1. Now for step 2, I need to subtract. I know that my total was 528. And if I'm selling this amount, 404, I'm subtracting. 8 minus 4 is 4. 2 minus 0 is 2. 5 minus 4 is 1. So I know that how much they have left is 124. I can cross this out. How much is still for sale? Well, I know that they have 124 left. Write 2 number sentences. Well, we did. We did step 1 and step 2, so we finished that. What is X? Literally, what X means is what's the answer. So don't panic when you hear what is X. They're asking you what's the answer. It could be a smiley face. It could be anything to represent an answer. Okay. Number 9, I am actually going to solve up here so I have more space. 562 minus 231. No regrouping here, so this should be nice and quick. 2 minus 1 is 1. 6 minus 3 is 3. 5 minus 2 is 3. You should have gotten 331. There we go. Now I did it correctly. What do you call the answer to an addition problem? The answer to an addition problem, drum roll please, is a sum. When you hear sum, know that we are adding. Okay. We are going to need to put these numbers in order from greatest to least. So I'm going to look at the place value that comes first. All of these have a number in the tens place. So there's a 7, an 8, a 2, a 5, and a 2. The greatest one, of course, would be 8 or 86. I always cross it out as I go, so that way I don't repeat anything. Our next largest number is a 7 for 74. Cross it out. Our next largest number is a 5 for 54. Oh goodness, I'm running out of space. And oh, these both have a 2 here, so I'm gonna need to look at my ones place. I have a 9 and I have a 3. A 9 is larger, so 29, I'm gonna write above here, comes next, and the last one is 23. So these are in order from greatest to least. I'm gonna scroll up just a little bit. We're almost finished. This circle is divided into 3 equal parts. What do we call those parts? Well, when it's partitioned into 3 equal parts, we call those thirds. That is what we would call it if we're using fraction terminology. We are going to need to mentally add 10. So I went from 500. I went from 600. I'm going to go to 700 here. Notice I didn't change anything with my tens and ones. I am at 826. And our pattern is finished. All right, we have, what number does this symbol stand for? Oh my goodness, we're solving for an answer over here. We can use inverse operation here. So the opposite of addition is subtraction. We're going to do 40 minus 34. And I cannot do 0 minus 4, so I hope you knew to regroup. Make that a 3, make that a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6, and 3 minus 3 is nothing. So what would go in this box right here would be the number 6. And last but not least, which is longer, 10 inches or 10 feet? I want you to look at your finger, and I want you to look at a joint. So imagine an inch representing that piece of your finger. And then whenever I measure in feet, I think about 1 foot being from my elbow to the tip of my middle finger. That is about a foot. Of course, it's not perfect, but that's a way for you to visually see it. You will always have your hands with you, right? So would you consider inches or feet being larger? I hope that you selected feet because that would be the larger measure. Thank you so much for listening.